Hi, happy writers. Welcome to Mind Your Budget Monday. I'm so excited for this new series that we're going to be starting. And if you're just following us on YouTube, this is from our Facebook group. So you can join a bunch of other writers who want to get serious about their business, get tips and tricks, and talk with other writers and professionals about growing their author platform and creating a stronger business. Because today, in 2017, where 4,000 books are published every single day, the one thing that we have to do is be authorpreneurs. The days of just tossing your book out or your writing or your freelance writing anymore and having an audience and having somebody do all the work for you is really gone. So today we're going to be talking on Mind Your Budget Monday, which is our Monday series about ways to grow your author platform without breaking the bank. So my name is Dionne Abouelela. I'm an internationally certified goal achievement and lifestyle design life coach. I also have a master's of professional writing and a bachelor's in communication, and I own a publishing company. So I love books. I work in books all day, every day. I love authors, and helping authors succeed is truly my passion. Unfortunately, today I wanted to do this with a little bit better video, but technology is not on my side. So when it comes down to it, the tips and what I'm going to tell you is what matters. So as we get moving, hopefully we'll get a little bit better camera that we can connect here into the live stream. But if you're not already with us, join us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/groups/happywriting. So one thing that we're all working to do is make writing more enjoyable again, because if you're like me and you surround yourself with authors or you're in different groups on Facebook, no one is happy with their writing. Yeah, we write together. This is what we do. And so if you're not enjoying it, sweetheart, we've got to change things. So let's make it happy, because I like being happy. Could be the copy talking. But here's the deal. Mind your budget. I am a firm believer that an author can become a bestseller and build their business without spending every penny in their bank. What you have to do is you have to either invest time or you have to invest money. You can't put it out and not do anything. So you have to ask yourself what you want to do. Do you want to invest time or do you want to invest money? And one of the best ways to build your business right now with little to no money is social media. So what the Happy Writing group wants to know is, how can I build on my social media? And this is an excellent question. So a lot of writers in the Happy Writing group are struggling with growing their social media. I just happen to love social media and I know what to do. I have a lot of different social media accounts. I play with them differently. Some of them grow, some of them don't, depending on how I use them. So like my personal Twitter, for instance, I've been hanging out at around 1,800 followers for probably like 2 years, because I don't push my personal Twitter to gain followers. My publishing company, we've got it up to 11.4 thousand followers. Happy Writing, in only 6 weeks, we're up to about 700 followers. So not that phenomenal, but we're really pushing for it. I personally excel. My favorite is Instagram. I love Instagram. I love the ability to tell a story. And the one that I should love and I hate, and anyone who knows me knows that I hate it, is Facebook. Facebook to me is like a black hole of death. But I have recently started to crack a code, and I'm really excited to say on my personal author page this week that I have managed to gain around 45 new page likes. And that's from trying some new things, meeting some new people, joining some groups, and reciprocal activities. So with that being said, I've had phenomenal growth on my social media this week, but I've also invested an insane amount of time this week. And when I say insane amount of time, I mean this week, like, I've grown my Instagram by 120 followers, and I'm almost to my first 200 like photo. And like I said, I've grown my Facebook, but I'm talking like 3-4 hours a day. I know some people are probably saying, I don't have 3-4 hours a day. I have a family, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. Okay, so then you need to figure out what's going to work for you. And the way to do that is to pick one platform that you love and do that platform well until you get it to where you want it to be. Don't try to run every single platform at once. And this is where a lot of authors fail, and this is where a lot of authors mess themselves up. Authors, what you need right now, you need a website, okay? And you don't have to spend money on a website. Sure, you know, like a you know, a www or name.com looks a lot better than a yourname.wordpress.com. But if money is an issue, and dropping $200 on a website and then $70 on a template and $150 for someone to set it up for you, or, you know, spending thousands of dollars on somebody just to handle it all for you is out of your budget, go to wordpress.com, snag yourself a free website, set it up with an about page, a contact page, a blog. I am a blog fanatic, and as we get into this, we'll talk about the importance of your blog on future editions. But put those pages on there, then a page for your writing. Bare minimum, get that out there. If you don't have a website, your social media probably isn't going to matter, okay? And the reason being is that people that come to your social media want to know more about you. Publishers want to know more about you. Readers want to know more about you. And I'm always shocked when authors tell me, but I don't have a website. Because I ask them, when you find out about an author, what do you do? And they tell me, well, I Google them and I try to go to their website. So you're telling me that as an author, you don't have a website, but the first thing you do is Google an author and try to go to their website. I need to quit moving around so much because the camera is getting confused by the light. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more stationary, but I'm a very animated person. Sorry. So anyway, get the website going. Once that website is going first, then start building your social media, okay? Social media has different purposes. Every social media reacts a different way. Twitter, this is kind of my analogy. Twitter is the cocktail party. You go, you meet people quickly. You might hang on to somebody, you might not. You might share somebody, you might introduce somebody to a group, you might not. At the end of the day, you leave. It's fine. No big deal. Okay? You might have a couple conversations, but you leave. Facebook is more of a dinner party. You're a little bit more intimate. You're talking a little bit more. You're sharing a little bit more. You're enjoying each other's company a little bit more. The chances to invite other people in are more personal. People generally don't blindly follow from the beginning. You have to build their trust. And that's a lot like having a dinner party or going to a function or an event. Instagram is the family photo album. People want a sneak peek into your life, but at the same time, they want that to look together. So if you want to really grow your Instagram, what you need to do is you need to brand it. And really with any social media, you need to create a brand. So chances are, if your social media is not growing, the main problem is that you don't have a visible brand. People look at it and they just see another author hawking links, pushing themselves without a brand. Why is John Green successful on his social media? I talk about John Green all the time. I don't like John Green's books. Let me just put that out there. John Green is not my guy. Yes, he's a fellow Hoosier. Yes, he's from Indianapolis. Yes, he kicks major butts, sells some books, has movies, and is living the dream that we all want to live. He's not my author, okay? But I love and I will praise his platform as long as I can because that man is smart. He started this history series with his brother, and he just presented himself, okay? It wasn't always buy my book, push my book, do this. He got people to love him. So you have to look at what is your brand. Who do you want to be? Who do you want people to look at you as? So my main social media platforms are Girl versus City because I travel all the time. I'm always going to new countries or my work takes me different places. I had an NGO working in human trafficking for a while, and I worked in the fashion industry. So I was all over the place, sourcing goods, doing things before I came back to my love of books and re-embraced my inner book nerd that I tried to get away from for so long. But that Girl versus City is who I am, and that's how people know me online. It's how they can find me. And so my Instagram is travel photos and a little bit of books with souvenirs that I bought from around the world. But it's very, if you go to Instagram.com/girlversuscity, then you'll see that it's very, set in how I have it presented. Likewise, my blog, girlversuscity.com, I use pops of bright colors, but for the most part, it's gold and it's navy blue because they're classic colors. They're colors that I'm not going to have to rebrand a lot. They're colors that evoke trust, because they're classic colors, you know, and so that's what I want to reflect in my coaching practice, is just classic, timeless, and trustworthy. So happy writing, if you look at happy writing, we've got 6 colors, and they're carefully curated for, I didn't want primary, I didn't want heavily saturated colors, but I wanted bright colors. So I picked kind of like secondary and tertiary colors that complement each other and create a happy, welcoming environment. And so a lot of times I go to an author's social media, and the first thing that I see on their Facebook page or their Twitter account is a bad headshot as their icon and a header that does not fit the size. Darlings, Canva exists for a reason, and it's free. So get on Canva and make yourself a header that fits your social media, okay? So that's tip number 1. Make that look professional, okay? And so if you don't have a professional headshot, take $8 and go to Target. Take $10 and go to JCPenney. Get that coupon out of the paper or online and go get yourself a headshot. You don't have to spend $500 on a photographer to get it done, but the cell phone photo in the car is not going to cut it. So today's budget tip, because I'm running a little over time here, I get really passionate and I could talk about this all day long, is start at the beginning, okay? Really assess your profile. And do you have a logo as an author? Does it say your name? Does it say who you are? And is it up to date? Does it match current trends? Is it timeless? Or does it look like maybe it's about 10 years old? Because things that are 10 years old aren't going to attract, you know, a new client, a new clientele. They're not going to look at that and go, oh, this is a fresh author. They're going to go, this author's kind of behind the times. You know, this is Cracker Barrel, and I want to be eating at Morton's Steakhouse. So how are you presenting yourself? Because people are very savvy right now, and if you put out a very witty tweet and they're like, this person is so funny, they're going to go to your profile and be like, it was probably just a one-off. Don't be a one-off, guys. Start building from the beginning. It doesn't cost anything to build your brand. You can do this so easily. Okay, so maybe like $8 to get pictures. Go to Fiverr or $5 to get a logo. Pay me $5 and I'll make you a Facebook header for you. If you don't want to use Canva, don't have the time, I'll do it for you. But start there. Start with your presentation, okay? So if your presentation is not professional or unified, you're not going to retain an audience. So here's something that you can do today. Stalk 10 authors who are making it and see how they're presenting themselves on their social media. All right, take a look and see, what does their header look like? How are they tweeting? How often are they tweeting? What kind of Facebook posts are they putting out? When are they putting out their Facebook posts? What is the purpose of their Facebook post? Because chances are the people who are killing it on Facebook aren't on there going, here's my book, here's my book, here's my book, here's my book. Let people find out about your book secondly, okay? At the end of the day, you're an author, but no one gives a shit about your book. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They want to know you, and they want to find out about your blog, your book, or your blog, or your website organically. They want to drive to that book by falling in love with you. You are the relationship builder, and this is where so many people right now are struggling, in the fact that they think that just because they're an author, people are going to flock to them. Honey, everyone in the world is an author, okay? Everybody's writing a book, everybody's written a book, everybody knows somebody who's writing. It's the fact that you're an author does not make you special. And I'm not trying to be condescending, but it doesn't, okay? You're not special just because you wrote a book, okay? You need to make yourself special, and you need to make yourself stand out. So if you are not retaining people in your social media and you're not seeing a steady build, chances are you're boring. I'm just gonna throw that out there, okay? And it's okay to be boring if you have a brand and you connect with people. But if you're not connecting with people, it doesn't matter what you do, and you're gonna waste time and you're gonna spend time. All right? So this week, if you're in a happy writing group, pick one person, team up with them, all right? Say, hey, look, let's build our social media together, and get with them and have that person assess your top social media platform, and you assess their top social media platform. See where you have openings, see where you can change what you're doing, maybe create a header. Come to me and say, yo, Dionne, I think I want to redo my header. And I'll be like, okay, cool, let me see. Let me take a look. Here's what I would do. Let's chat about it this week, okay? And then the other thing is, while you're assessing these other authors and seeing how they talk to people on social media, see if you are mimicking them, all right? So if there's something out there that's working, we don't always have to break the system. And this is a challenge for authors and creative minds in general. We think that we are the ones who are going to buck the system and create change and, you know, do something no one's ever seen before. All right, you can and you will, and I fully support that because, you know, let's do it. But at the same time, when the formula isn't broken, get your foot in the door and start building yourself while you're telling people about who you are. And that way, when you break the system, they're already with you. All right, so social media is social, okay? Social media is about hanging out. It's about meeting new people. It's about exploring new boundaries and frontiers and coming together. So if you're on social media and you're not being social, if you're in a crowded room with a bullhorn in the corner shouting on that megaphone, buy my book, I'm an author, that's the first reason why your social media isn't working. So on another series, we'll talk about ways to sell your book without selling your book. But for now, if you're doing that, cut it out. That's not building your social media, it's turning people off. And if you're not branded and you don't have a message to who you are, people can't find you on a website. And if people go to your primary social media and they have no idea who you are, what you stand for, what your personality is for, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you're not going to build that social media. So figure out who you are, what your personality is, make a color scheme that reflects that. You can type in happy color schemes, you can type in morbid color schemes. Use verbiage and words that directly reflect the type of emotion that you want yourself and your writing to put out. If you're a young adult author and you're writing crazy crap that doesn't make sense and you're kind of like off the side over here writing about, you know, adult politics and conspiracy theories, you're not going to appeal to a young adult audience. So you should stop trying to push yourself as a young adult audience, because then the people who connect with you about like your weird kooky side over here aren't going to care about your book, and the people that might care about your book are going to think you're just batshit crazy and never buy it. Okay, so your author front has to be a persona. It has to be tidied, it has to be put in a box, and it has to reflect who you are as an author. Okay, it's like a mask that you wear. So this week, take a look at your social media. See if it reflects your writing, if it reflects your book, if it reflects who you're trying to connect to. And if it does, then we're going to move on to the next thing, because it could be something else. But that's a good place to start. It's in your budget. It doesn't cost anything to be on social media, and it doesn't cost anything to be on social media well. Okay, so that is my very first Monday budget. Budget friendly, mind your budget. Future ones, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter. We got a little long today. I'm not sure how long we're running right now. So I'm going to try to keep these videos under 10 minutes, hopefully somewhere around 5, just quick and dirty tips. But since we're just getting into it right now, we got a little bit longer. So I hope that helps you today for Mind Your Budget. So building social media, brand yourself, pay attention to what is working, get to know the different social media platforms, find the one that you like, make sure that you have a website, and do one social media well until you have mastered that, and then move on to the next. All right? So brand your social media this week, kids. Make the header and reassess the way that you're tweeting. Compare it to how other people that are successful are tweeting or posting. Mirror that. See how it works for 1 week. Okay? So we'll start there, and then next week we'll talk about more. So tomorrow is Real Talk Tuesday, and that's where I just break things down. So I hope you hang out with us on Real Talk Tuesday, because as a boutique publisher, as an author success coach, kiddos, I've got a lot that I can share with you. If you're a publisher, if you're an author, if you're a writer, if you're a marketer, I've learned so much, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, okay? I am just going to drop thought nuggets on Tuesday about certain pieces of the industry that are real, that are uncensored, and then give you some tips for how to move forward. So if you don't like kind of foul language, if you don't like it when someone's really like boisterous and like, dude, this is what you're doing wrong, then don't tune in on Tuesdays, okay? The rest of the weeks, I'm gonna try to keep myself a little bit more under wraps Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm an energetic person. I don't necessarily have the most polite feminine mouth. I drop F-bombs quite a bit. And when it comes to Real Talk Tuesday, it's going to be Real Talk Tuesday. Nuts and bolts of what works and what people are doing wrong. What I've done wrong. You'll learn from some of my experiences as well. Because trust me, we've done some things wrong. So Real Talk Tuesday tomorrow. It's going to be coming out at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you join me live for that. To get the links, you must be in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/happywriting. Otherwise, you'll just have to find them on YouTube when they come out. But I hope you join us, chat with us, and I'll see you on a future episode of Mind Your Budget Monday. All right, authors, get to work on that social media and let's build your following. See you next week.